Next year, the PlayStation 5 is going to have a ton of huge games. I felt that 2024 was a bit quiet for the PlayStation 5, especially in terms of first party. However, 2025 looks a lot better. But I also wanted to go over some games that maybe you didn't know about. So please like the video so it reaches more people. And let's begin with Dynasty Warriors Origins. Now, I've had my eye on this game because I love those full-scale battles, and especially with the power of the PlayStation 5, this really is going to itch my Game of Thrones war fantasy, as it's just full-scale war. You've also got the mini bosses during the wars as well, and there's a bunch of different weapons to use and different skills, so you can take on the challenge any way you want. Also coming in January is Sniper Elite Resistance, which actually takes place in France, and I absolutely love stealth tactical third-person shooters, and this game is actually taking place at the same time as Sniper Elite 5, where you can also experience it in co-op. If you love games like Metal Gear Solid and Splinter Cell, this game is going to be for you. In February, we're going to be getting Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, the epic open world RPG set in 15th century Bohemia, and I highly recommend you play the first game first, as in this game we're once again going to be going through the open world of medieval Europe, and we're going to continue our journey from the first game as we've built up our status from squire and a literal nobody to becoming a knight of the king. The combat is also going to be improved in this game, and there's also going to be some new weapons and also a new open world, bigger than the first game. Assassin's Creed Shadows is also coming in February of 2025, set in ancient feudal Japan, and now that Ubisoft has had time to polish the game even more and hopefully get it to a standard where it will be released to mass praise, they've recently released a combat gameplay trailer which looks absolutely incredible, as it has taken inspiration from Ghost of Tsushima, which is what I definitely wanted from this. And we've got two main characters which both have different playstyles, as the one that I'm already excited to play as is Naoe, who is going to be our stealth based character, and from what I've seen from the gameplay so far, I am very excited to play, and I hope that the story is on the same level. We're also getting Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza, where we're actually going to be playing as modern day pirate hunting scoundrels for legendary treasure, and I think we are very lacking in pirate games on the market, and this game is going to allow us to customize our ship, explore the open world, hunt for treasure, and really live that pirate fantasy with a bunch of customization options. We're also getting Monster Hunter Wilds for the PlayStation 5, which is an action RPG where we're going to be able to hunt monsters just like every other Monster Hunter game. However, of course, in this game we're going to have new foes, new weapons, and a new world to experience, not to mention a brand new story to go along with it. We're also going to be getting Hazelight Studios' Split Fiction. Guys behind It Takes Two have another co-op adventure where we play as two strangers who get entangled into this machine where their stories come to life. One has stories of sci-fi and the other one has stories of fantasy, and each level will actually have its own gameplay mechanic. The first Berserker Kazan is also coming to PlayStation 5, where we play as the General Kazan, who is falsely charged with treason and exile, and it is a 3D cel shaded action RPG game. But you'll also have a lot of customization choice, as you'll be able to customize your character and equipment to suit your own style. Also coming in March is Judas, created by Ken Levine, the visionary director behind System Shock 2, BioShock, and BioShock Infinite. It's a narrative first-person shooter and is the spiritual successor to BioShock, where we're on a deteriorating starship, and in order to escape, our only hope is to forge alliances or shatter them with our most formidable adversary. I'm extremely excited for this one since I'm a huge fan of the original BioShock and cannot wait for this game to be released. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2, the open world RPG vampire game, is also scheduled to come in the first quarter of 2025, and even though with a rocky development, game is finally coming out, and I think just like the pirate games, I think we also need more vampire and werewolf games too, where in this game we're going to be taking the role of a vampire in Seattle, and we're going to be engaging with influential figures, forge alliances, and shape the city's future, leadership, and identity. Choice and consequences is going to be a big thing in this game, which I absolutely love in an RPG, so I hope it delivers. Now, The Altars is a game that absolutely intrigues me, as it deals with alternate versions of yourself as you have to survive on this space. You're also going to be able to base build too on this hostile planet. Our main character Jan is going to use this crystal resource he found on this planet to create alternate versions of himself, where they will have different types of personalities, like one being a scientist, an engineer, whilst also having their own distinct personas and backstories, emerging from a unique turn in Jan's life journey. It sounds absolutely incredible, and it is another very creative concept. We're also going to be getting Delta Force, the first person shooter, with 3 game modes, one being an extraction mode, a large scale PvP mode, which offers a grand war experience, but the one I'm most excited for is the campaign mode titled Black Hawk Down, which features both characters and likenesses from the film, along with officially licensed remaster of the original Delta Force Black Hawk Down video game. The Unreal Engine 5 game looks absolutely absolutely beautiful. 2025 just keeps looking better and better. We also have the intense first-person shooter Killing Floor 3, the co-op action horror first-person shooter, which is taking place in the year 2091, 70 years after Killing Floor 2. The megacorp Porzine has engineered the ultimate army, a fearsome, obedient horde of bioengineered monstrosities known as Zeds, and your group named Nightfall is being tasked to stop them. You can play with up to 5 teammates and can unlock new skills and new arsenals to save humanity. Going further ahead into June, we have Clair Obscur Expedition 33, which is a turn-based fantasy RPG game which genuinely looks like an absolutely beautiful game. It will also feature real-time input, so you will manually dodge and attack and even parry your enemies, and it really does look like this game has all the makings of being a big hit underdog for next year. Mafia 4 The Old Country is also coming in summer 2025 and is going to take a much more linear approach like the original Mafia game, but this time being set in the brutal underworld of 1900s Sicily, where we're going to be playing as Enzo Favara, and the realism and cinematic storytelling is going to be absolutely insane in this game. If you know anything about the Mafia series, that is what they're known for the most, especially Mafia 1 and 2. We also have this game called Spine, which is a solo narrative driven action game where you step into the shoes of a red light defiant street artist who has sentient combat implant known as the Spine, as she goes on a quest to overthrow the oppressive AI regime of the Tensor Corporation. And as you're playing this game, you're going to grow this bond with the Spine technology to unlock new abilities and skills, and the camera work in this game is absolutely incredible for different combat sequences, as you can see in the gameplay below. Dying Light the Beast is also coming next year as we play in the new open world of Castor Woods, and we're once again going to be playing as Kyle Crane, as he suffered 13 years of enduring experiment, and we're going to go in after the people who captured him as he has new abilities from the experiment he endured. We also have the football game Rematch from the studio that bought us Sifu, which is a 5-on-5 third-person perspective football game which reminds me a lot of Rocket League and a mix between FIFA Street. We also have different abilities in this game too, and a bunch of different settings like jungles and space as well. We also have the brand new open world action adventure RPG Crimson Desert, made by Pearl Abyss, the Black Desert studio, and that's exactly why it looks as good as it does visually, as we've seen also the gameplay, which I hope feels as smooth as it looks. This is going to be a massive open world RPG, and from what we've seen so far, it could be one of those games that we talk about for a very long time. It reminds me a lot of The Witcher 3, as it's going to have its own narrative story, but also the combat looks absolutely incredible too. We're going to be playing as the main character Cliff as we explore the world of Pywell and witness the conflicts and epic sagas around Cliff, the leader of the group called the Greymanes, as we go on the main quest and side quests, and it just looks like so much to do in this game. And from what we've seen, I think it's going to be a game that's going to blow everybody away. The Unreal Engine 5 first-person atmospheric horror action game Ill could also be coming out in 2025, as I've actually seen trailers about this game since 2022, and hopefully it will be ready by next year. We're going to be dealing with parasitic aliens that possess humans, and we're actually going to have weapons and tools to deal with them. So we won't be running away and cowering away from them, rather it seems like it will be action-centric, kind of like a Resident Evil 8. Little Nightmares 3 is also going to be coming in 2025, hopefully. It's going to be a fresh new story as we play as Low and Alone as we're trying to escape this realm called Nowhere. And it's going to confront our deepest childhood terrors. We can play a friend or online in co-op, or with an AI partner in solo mode. Greedfall 2 The Dying World, a prequel to the first game, where we're going to be trying to shape this continent that we're now on by using diplomacy, cunning tactics, or combat to get help from allies we make along the way. We're going to try and end the conquest of this land. This time actually have new landscape like Olimar, the City of Stars of the Bridge Alliance, to the shores of Xantis, and uncover the secrets of the ancient land. And again, I love the art style of this game, and I did play a bit of the first game, and it very much is an RPG with choice and consequences. Dune Awakening is also coming next year to PS5 in this survival MMO experience, where we're going to be going on our own story in the lands of Arrakis. We are actually going to be encountering characters from both the movies and book, though we can forge alliances with them and confront adversaries, as we're also going to be crafting our own persona and honing our own skills, and there's also going to be character customization to abilities that evolve with each use. We're also going to be able to assert our allegiances through the attire that we wear, carve out a reputation through our deed, whether we specialize in a particular discipline or excel across multiple talents. We're also getting Doom The Dark Ages coming to PlayStation 5 also, which is going to be the third game in this Doom reboot series, and it's also going to be a prequel to Doom and Doom Eternal. This game is also going to tell the origin story of our Doom Slayer's raid, as this time we have a chainsaw shield, a massive Doom Megazord, and even a dragon to help us conquer the demons of hell. Directive 8020, the next game in the Dark Pictures anthology, but this time the game is taking taking place in space as Earth is dying and humanity is running out of time 12 light years from home. We're playing as Tau Ceti, who is trying to save Earth when her colony ship actually crash lands on a mysterious planet with alien threat. This time there's going to be a lot more gameplay involvement as we're going to use our reflexes, improvised weapons and stealth. Neo Berlin 2087, a unique third and first person action role-playing game which is said to be a deep cinematic detective thriller, takes place in a dark future vision of Berlin. It's also a cyberpunk game and visually just looks absolutely incredible. I love the fact that it is both first and third person, and you can even do bullet time like Max Payne as you jump and fire. We also have Where Winds Meet, another open world action adventure RPG which draws inspiration from the romantic and fantastical martial arts work, which offers a distinctly oriental experience of boss battles and open world exploration. We're going to be playing as a young swordsman wielding nimble wuxia artistries and powerful kung fu as you unveil the mysteries of your identity. I love the fact we're not only going to be getting swordplay but also kung fu mixed martial arts in an open world RPG, which is so exciting. We're also getting Sengoku Dynasty, which offers a multi-genre blend of open world RPG, city builder and life simulation mixed with survival elements. So you're going to be playing as the leader of your own dynasty during turbulent times in feudal Japan. You can also play in first person or third person and also solo and co-op. You can craft, hunt, build and farm to support your village and community. You're also going to be fighting tough enemies to protect what you've created and experience the beautiful nature of this world. We also have Astro Pulse Reincarnation, a new single player sci-fi third person shooter slash RPG set on a war-torn future Earth. The game is coming from Imaginary Studios and accomplished Blizzard artist Wei Wang. It's also being developed in Unreal Engine 5, and this is just a cinematic trailer for now, and it's almost like a cross between Demon mixed with cyberpunky technology, which gets me extremely excited. And the final game is of course Grand Theft Auto 6, which is still being scheduled for fall 2025 and it hasn't been changed yet. This is going to be the biggest game of all time and probably is the most expensive game ever made, and we've seen tons of leaks on this game which you can also check out on my channel as we've gone through different new features of this game, from the ability to now tie hostages, store weapons in the trunk of our car and have about 2 gun slots on our weapon wheel, just like in Red Dead Redemption 2. The realism of this game is going to be unparalleled, and it's not just Vice City. We are going to be getting the entire state of what is the GTA version of Florida. I hope it doesn't get delayed into 2026. For some bonus games, I wanted to mention that in spring 2025 we are getting Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, which I'm already loving on the Xbox. It's a first person action adventure and even has multiple different open world areas like Egypt and Rome to do side quests, learn new mysteries and find ancient artifacts. And that were 25 PlayStation 5 games that are coming in 2025. Comment down your favorite ones down below. Like the video so it reaches more people, and hopefully I'll be making more of these videos as there are still a ton of PlayStation 5 games that I didn't cover here. Subscribe and take care.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature and it haunts